Cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you gear up for that next oil change. We've got a great deal for the job. Right now you can get 5 quarts of Castrol GTX conventional or high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. A wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
You demand perfection. That's why you drive the perfect car. Okay, maybe it's not exactly perfect, but it's perfect to get you to Domino's for their perfect $7.99 carry-out deal. Carry out any 3-topping pizza or a 10-piece order of wings, smothered in delicious sauces like hot buffalo, garlic parmesan, and honey barbecue, just $7.99 each. Demand the perfect carry-out deal at Domino's. Carry-out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's 1 pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, and by Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody. Way to start your sports week off with us on the Brian Bailey Show. We've got a big show planned for you during this noon hour, 6 o'clock on the tape broadcast. Carlos Cardoza, he is the manager of the Down East Wood Ducks. He's going to join us to start our show today. Wade Howell is the vice president. He runs things with the Down East Wood Ducks. We'll talk Woody baseball for the first half hour. Ryan Robinson, executive associate AD for external affairs at East Carolina. He'll join us coming up about halfway through our show. The NCAA announcing the 20 possible regional sites, and East Carolina is one of those. Of course, they'll announce the 16 that Sunday before Memorial Day. And Todd Gibson from Raleigh, sports reporter for WNCN TV, will join us and preview the Carolina Hurricanes. They open up the playoffs coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. Best of 7 series with the Nashville Predators. Lots to get to on this Monday, and we'll kick it off with Carlos Cardoza, the manager of the Down East Wood Ducks, coming up next.
Save during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Spring Styles event. Freshen things up, make a statement, and make it exciting. Save on new looks, new colors, new styles. We have so many beautiful ways to update your home. Explore our 35,000 square foot showroom. From name brands like Bassett, Lazy Boy, Rowe, Kincaid, and Restana, get up to 15% off plus 6 months special financing, or get special financing for 48 months. Step up your style right now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania is about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your Wild Cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in 0 sugar. That's what I like.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. Up first is Carlos Cardoza. He's the manager of the Down East Wood Ducks. Had a chance to do a Zoom interview with Carlos last week to preview the home opener for the Down East Wood Ducks, and I wanted to get him on again. Carlos, I know you haven't done a whole lot of these interviews, but you'll do fine. Just take a deep breath, relax, and we'll have a little conversation. It's no big deal. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mr. Bailey. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I keep
doing well.
I keep telling people, Mr. Bailey's my dad, so it's Brian. So you go ahead with Brian. But I appreciate you. I had a great time when I talked to you because obviously you're a big baseball guy. You want to rise up in the ranks of the Rangers organization. You're in Kinston now with the Down East Wood Ducks. You've got them off to such a great start. I mean, when you look at this ball club, when you inherited this team, did you feel like you had a team that you could win with?
We felt we had a team that was going to go out and compete every day and be in a position to win. I don't think we would have predicted as far as win-loss column where we're at right now. But we're certainly not surprised by it just because we knew we had a bunch of guys that were going to go out and play really hard together. And, on the field, we certainly felt like we had some strengths on the pitching side as well.
The Wood Ducks off to a 9-3 start. They opened up with 6 wins in Kannapolis against the Kannapolis Cannonballers. So they started 6-0, came back to play the Mudcats at home and split that series 3-3. You've gone through 2 of these series so far. Obviously, this is a change because of COVID. But do you like playing 6 games in a row like this?
I don't really have anything to compare it to. This is my first full season. Actually, pretty much, I think everybody that was on the opening day roster, except for one guy, player-wise, this was their first full season as well. And staff-wise, other than Steve Mintz, our pitching coach, this is all our first full season. So we don't have anything to really compare it to. But I will say this, just from a workload perspective and getting these guys going, like playing 6 in a row, I think it's a good thing. So I mean, we've loved it. That's all I can say early on.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those deals. You kind of know the schedule because you're going to play 6. You're going to have Monday off and to do some things and take care of some business, and then get back to work after that. But with nothing to compare it to, I would think though when you play 6 in a row against the same team, that things can get a little chippy in games 5 and 6.
Well, that I think that's going to happen. I know just talking to Mincy, our pitching coach, and when they had similar series, and he was talking about the Texas League and things like that. It's bound to happen. It happened kind of in our first series, but that's just part of the game. And when it's for the good as far as the competitive juices, we'll learn from whatever we got to learn to, and make sure our focus is on the field and playing together and competing the right way.
What did you think of Kinston this week? Obviously, it's your first chance to manage in front of the home folks. Tuesday was the home opener. But what did you think of Kinston and historic Granger Stadium?
I loved it. It was awesome. Steve, the head ground crew, I mean, just real quick on the facilities and the playing surface, I mean, it's top notch. I know it's like prize winning, but it's awesome. It plays great. It's a great park to call home. And then as far as the city, I'm staying like less than a mile from the ballpark, so I feel like I'm right in the thick of it, and we've loved it. I think we couldn't have been in a better spot. I couldn't ask for like a better place to be in a first full season, along with the group of guys that are together here. But this is going to be a great place to call home this season, and I don't know if it's like this every weekend or every series, but the turnout opening day and this weekend was awesome. I mean, it's great to see the Mother Earth Pavilion filled up and just hear the buzz and the smell of the concessions and everything. It's been great.
Kinston gets a little bit of a bad rap. Obviously, there's some things that go on in any community, in eastern North Carolina. But really, when you think of Kinston, you think of the baseball that's been there for all of these years. And I told this story the other day. When I arrived in 1984, they took me down and showed me historic Granger Stadium. And I'm telling you, the thought at that time, I think, was that they were going to have to, bulldozer it and start again or not have a minor league team because it was falling apart. But the people in Kinston rallied, and they've done such a great job through the years. And there's been so many people that have come through the years that have kind of contributed to it. And now Wade Howell and the Rangers are involved with it. But they've done it's just a great little old ballpark, isn't it?
Well, it's felt like home right away. very just feels like very accommodating. Everything we have is there needed. The cages are awesome. Just the whole setup around Granger Stadium, I think it's great for us. You mentioned Wade. Wade has been great. Like I said, it just felt we got here and it just felt like coming home right away, and we haven't really even settled in because we started on the road. So that part of it, I mean, we couldn't ask for anything better. I do have to mention our clubhouse manager, Vinny Colangelo is the best. So I know he's been here for a few years now, and he makes it feel like home as well. But something I would like to express here, and I mentioned it, we've talked about it with the club, is just the fact that we have minor league baseball back.
Yeah.
In the cities and the communities and the markets. That's something we can't take for granted. And as happy as we are, to be playing baseball, we're happy for the city and the people of Kingston to have the Granger Stadium open up and have the people, the jobs available and people coming to the park and being able to, the economic side, but also families be able to, to get out and enjoy baseball again. So all those things considered, you couldn't ask for anything better this first, home series.
What was it like for you when everything shut down? Because obviously you're in baseball mode and you know that the guys are going to come to the park. You're going to be working with guys, and then all of a sudden everything shuts down. I mean, how scary was that for you?
I think it's scary. Just removing baseball from the equation. Just the fact that people lost jobs, and that was the same for different organizations around the league. Like people lost jobs, budgets had to be cut back, and with that, people lost jobs. And at that point, it's greater than baseball, and let alone the jobs, people's health. So I think during the pandemic, at this time a year ago, there were things that were far more important than suiting up and getting to the field to work with guys. Health was number one, and then secondly, just people being able to stay afloat. That was number one, and I think sports did good for a lot of people in a lot of ways, but people in sports are in a privileged position that they get to do something they love every day. And I think to have that back, we can't take that for granted. No one that wears a uniform or gets to go to the field can take that for granted. I hope that no one that goes to enjoy the game with their families, with their friends, takes it for granted. This whole season and really going forward.
Well said. Carlos Cardoza, the Down East Wood Ducks manager in Kinston, North Carolina. Talk about your ball club a little bit. Who are some of the players offensively that you've been impressed with from your team so far?
Man, so it's a really young team. I think our oldest hitter is 21.
Wow.
With a bunch of 19-year-olds on the team. But see, guys that have gotten off to, Caber Rodriguez is a guy who's gotten off to a hot start. You could call it. Dustin Harris has also gotten off to a hot start. Caber's an infielder. This is his third season, not counting COVID, with the organization. And Dustin Harris is a guy we picked up in a trade, and those guys have been hitting, on the top and middle of our order, and they've contributed and done well right out of the gate. But certainly, it's going to take some time for some of the younger guys to get adjusted, but the whole lineup is a very balanced lineup once everybody gets adjusted and clicking at the right time.
A lot of interest in Luis Angel Acuna because of his brother playing with the Atlanta Braves, Robert Acuna Jr. How's he come along so far?
He's one of the 19-year-olds on the team, and we're very excited to have him on this club. He's gonna hit. He's gonna hit. The tools are there. The talent is there. Again, he's just a 19-year-old that's adjusting to the league. So if guys look at his numbers, they may be like, "Oh, wow, he's hitting this or that." But
yeah.
Just yesterday he hit 5. I think it was 3 or 4 rockets right at somebody. So you start to see the adjustments. And on the other side of the ball, defensively, that's something he's not going to get credit for right away. But he's playing a very sound shortstop, and really we're just very happy with the way he's going about it. Where he's not hitting as well. He's going to be hitting in a week or 2 weeks. But still, defensively, he's locked in, and he's helped make some plays to help the team win some games.
How about on the mound? Talk about some of your pitching staff.
It's they've been great. Owen White was our opening day star. So the starters, Owen, Mason Englert, Dana Acker, TK Roby. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Those guys, a lot of those guys were making their professional debuts. Wyatt Sparks, a lot of those guys were making their professional debuts last week in Kannapolis. And man, we couldn't have asked for anything better. They came out and just the ability to throw strikes, the ability to throw different pitches for strikes, and just their overall competitiveness and how they attack the zone. That's something we preach as an organization. And getting to be around Steve Mintz and how he works with those pitchers, just the confidence he instills in those guys and how those guys go out and just absolutely pitch, their hearts out. It's been really fun, as well as the bullpen. I can go guy by guy if you want me to, but they just collectively as a group, that's been an absolute highlight and so fun to watch them compete together.
2 weeks into this season, how much fun have you had as the manager of the Ducks?
I don't know if you can hear it through my voice.
Yeah, I can.
The challenge is going to be just to keep this up, and I'm not so much talking about the wins and losses. It's just how these guys have gelled together so well, and it started at spring training and the camp. A lot of these guys were in the same working group before they broke camp and got here, which was nice. And just to see how the pitching staff and the position players are picking each other up, fighting together every day. It's been. I sent them a message yesterday. I can't be any prouder of how they've started the season, as far as how they're going out and fighting and playing hard every day, which is the number one thing we're asking them to do. So how much fun I have, I'm having a blast.
Having a blast. You sound like you're having a blast. Carlos, thanks so much for your time. We certainly appreciate it, and we'll see you at the ballpark sometime soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Brian.
Okay, Carlos Cardoza, Down East Wood Ducks manager, joining us to kick off our show today. We'll take a commercial break right now. We've got to scramble right now because one of my guests wants to go a little earlier, so we're going to scramble around, see if we can get Ryan Robinson on next. So we'll be back with more on the Brian Bailey Show for you after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. The Pirates took Cincinnati yesterday 5-2, taking the series 3-1. ECU is back in first place in the American. The Pirates wrap up the regular season this weekend in Tampa with a 4-game series against the USF Bulls. Cliff Godwin's ball club is 36-11 overall, 18-6 in the AAC, ranked 11th nationally. The Orioles beat the Yankees 10-6. Ryan Mountcastle knocked in 4 runs. The Nationals shut out the Diamondbacks 3-0. Eric Betty pitched 7 scoreless innings for the Washington win. The Braves lost a 10-9 slugfest to the Brewers. The Hornets lost to the Wizards 115-110. Bradley Beal had 25 for Washington. Kerry Rozier had 22 for Charlotte. Kinston's Reggie Bullock and the Knicks beat the Celtics 96-92. Reg had 16 points. And professional wrestler New Jack has passed away following a heart attack. He was 58. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available, from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. ENS Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. I want to thank Carlos Cardoza, manager of the Down East Wood Ducks, for joining us to start things off. We're going to shuffle things around a little bit. Now we're going to hook up with Ryan Robinson, Executive Associate AD for External Affairs at East Carolina. The Pirates perhaps in line to host an NCAA regional. The Pirates are one of 20 selected as possible sites, and the NCAA will announce the 16 the Sunday before Memorial Day. So Ryan joins us right now. Ryan, how's your Monday going so far?
Hey, how we doing, Mr. Bailey?
not bad.
Good morning to you.
We're just scrambling around a little bit. So what can you tell Pirate fans right now as far as the regionals go?
Well, I will tell you this. So on Monday, May 24th at 9 a.m., we are going to send out all of our ticket information and obviously continue to receive, good news in terms of restrictions. So we're going to be able to add, hopefully we'll be able to do 2,500, 2,500, because we will still be limited to 50% capacity per the NCAA guidelines. So that is not going to change. But what it's going to be able to do, Brian, we're going to be able to get probably 800 to 1,000 more people into Clark LeClaire in the jungle area. So they'll get information on Monday, May 24th, and it'll be 2020 season ticket holders will receive this. And the key on that, Brian, is in 2021 this year, we've had to move a lot of people out of their regular seats.
Right.
Now, with the restrictions being lifted with social distancing, we'll be able to move them back into their regular seats for the regional. Now, we'll have a limit on the amount of tickets everybody can buy. But then on Tuesday, June 1st, that'll be the deadline at 5 o'clock for people to turn in their ticket order. You'll find out on Memorial Day, and then the next day at 5, that'll be the deadline to purchase tickets. So Monday, May 24th, if you're a 2020 season ticket holder, you will get via email information how to purchase tickets.
Okay, that's a week from today. If you're a season ticket holder, you'll get the information of how to purchase tickets. Obviously, the Pirates, I think they did what they had to do this past weekend, winning 3 out of 4. It's one of those weird times of the year when you're always talking about, as a coach, and I know Coach Godwin pretty well, you're worried about the next game. You're not worried about anything else but that next game. But as fans and as media, you're kind of looking at, okay, if you go 2-2, if you go 3-1, if you go to the tournament and you go to the finals. And really what East Carolina is doing right now is kind of building their resume. And the way, Coach O was on with us last week, this is not a normal, seeding process. This is completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's my understanding that on the Sunday, May 29th, is when they'll announce the 16, and then the following day is when they'll announce the teams in the regional. But no, it isn't, and I really rely a lot on, J.J. McGlynn handles our baseball, and him and John Gilbert, rely on them to kind of keep me updated. What I've been focused on, Brian, is just the ticket process with the Pirate Club and our ticket office, because this has been a tough year because there's a lot of our season ticket owners that haven't been able to watch our baseball team on a consistent basis.
Right.
And I think I've told you this before. That's the last thing you want to do as an administrator is turn people away.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to being able to add more people. Now, we still won't be able to reach the numbers that we reached in the regional in 2019 just because you're at 50% capacity.
Right.
And now, remember, you've got to give every team gets a certain amount of tickets as well. But one of the plans is we will take out the seats in the jungle and in the right field, so that'll be back to standing room, which will allow us to add more people. So we're prepared for it. And then whatever happens, I know our team had a great series this weekend. Really enjoyed that. And they're going to South Florida and then staying in Clearwater, that's a nice little trip for them.
That is.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited when finally everything gets announced, and really hope that we're one of the 16, because I sent Coach Godwin a text this morning. It's really cool to watch these guys compete, and I want to tell this story, Brian, before I get off.
All right.
Our baseball team probably got back last night at probably 1 a.m. Probably flew to Raleigh and then drove in. Well, I know it's hard to believe, but I work out at Young's Physical Therapy 3 days a week, just starting. Anyway, I go in there at 6:45 this morning, and Bryson Worrell's in there starting his internship today. And it really just speaks to kind of the culture that Cliff has built, the accountability, and it makes it easy to root for those guys.
It really does, and to those guys, and I've told story after story about those guys, but just the way that they, they react in the interact with the community, and they haven't had a chance to in the last year and a half because of COVID, so that they haven't had a chance to do some of the things that they usually do. But they're Coach Godwin's good with letting those guys host the special needs baseball leagues, and that's such a big deal for all of those the children and the adults that play in the leagues, and just some of the other things, the Special Olympics and the food banks that I know the Pirates have worked with, and some of the hurricane relief. I know that Cliff and those guys went down and helped clean up some stuff. So there's a lot more to just winning baseball games that goes on, obviously, at all programs, but especially at East Carolina. And the job that they do in the classroom, I mean,
Oh, that's amazing.
It is.
The grades that it all starts at the top, and we're fortunate. But then you go and watch them compete, Brian. I mean, they're never out of the game. I've seen us get down 2-0, 3-0. It's like, hey, they're going to come back, and they compete hard every day. So hopefully we get a regional. Hopefully we get more fans in the stands. And I think it's just a great opportunity to make it a special first week of June, right?
Yeah.
But, hey, the Coach Godwin will say you can't look ahead.
That's right. That's right.
It's 1% better.
Yeah, 1%. Every day get 1% better. Is there any chance that the NCAA may come back and add to that 50%? Because some states are opening up, and is there any chance that could happen?
That was a question I was actually going to ask James the other day, because he's been in contact with the NCAA. I don't think so, Brian, just by the way they've run the championships. I just don't see that happening. Now, that would be a welcome respite. We would make it work.
Yeah.
But right now, everything that JJ's been told is going to stay at 50%.
Yeah. And it just adds on to how weird everything is, because some states are open, some states are still mandating masks and this and that, and you just don't know.
So we're going to be ready for anything. Now, this is going to be an interesting deal where we're going back to the 2020 season ticket holders, because they're just people, Brian, that had chair backs, and we had to move them out of chair backs because of the social distancing. So the good thing is now they're going to be back in their seats for the regional. And then we got to find some seats for Bella, because I saw you had Sweet Bella at the game last weekend. And hey, she stayed the whole game. She wasn't leaving.
No, she won't leave. Yeah, she'll hang out for as long as you feed her. She'll stay for a while. That's the whole key. That's the whole key for her. But yes, we hope to. Actually, she's going to go down to Clearwater and watch the Pirates play down there for a couple of days. So that's going to be good. So if you know anybody down there, you can slot some tickets to her that way too.
Okay, we'll take care of it. I know John Gilmer's going to go down there and represent us. We've got some other. We're looking for a golf coach and softball coach. So we're all staying busy. But John's going to go down there for a day to Clearwater.
That'll be good. That'll be real good. Anything else you want to say to the Pirate Nation before we get off of here? Because I know it's an exciting time.
It is. And I think, Brian, the main thing is with the regional, but also continuing to support the Pirate Club and football season tickets. We are near 11,000 season tickets. Really want to get to that goal of 13 or 14. It'll just make a difference. So I'm really, really pleased with where we're at. We need a really big summer with football season tickets. I just walked out and some of our guys are back working out right now. So I'm as fired up as I've been about ECU athletics and where we're going right now.
I tell you, and when you talk to Coach Houston, you can almost see in his eyes, he's one of those people that really doesn't hide his feelings. And you could tell when he first got here that he if you looked in his eyes, it kind of said, hey, give me some time. We're going to get it, but you got to give me some time. And now he's kind of looking at you like, hey, the time is now. And I really believe that this is going to be a really good football team this year.
Well, what I said, Brian, they now believe they can win.
Right.
And when they step on the field, they're not going to accept what they believe that they put in the time, which they have, the preparation. We got a great coaching staff. They believe they should win the game. And I think that's what gets me so excited. You think about a couple of games that we've lost over the years. Sometimes you got to learn how to win.
Right.
And I think we're at that stage now where they're going to step on the field from day one and say, we should win.
Yep.
And we will win. So I'm just excited. And, you get around here in Greenville, the beautiful weather right now. I want everybody to enjoy the summer, but we're going to need you in Dowdy Ficklen Stadium come August.
Man, there's nothing like tailgating in Dowdy Ficklen and getting set for a football game. I tell you, I can't wait to get back to that.
Hopefully these restrictions get lifted and we can get, we'll be back to normal, so that's going to be cool.
Sounds good. Ryan Robinson, Executive Associate AD for External Affairs at East Carolina. Ryan, thanks so much for your time on this Monday, and we'll see you at the ballpark soon.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, Brian.
All right, that is Ryan Robinson joining us. We'll take another commercial break. Coming up next, Wade Howell. He's the Vice President of the Down East Wood Ducks. We'll kind of jump around a little bit for you on this Monday. Coming up next on The Brian Bailey Show.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust. Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
First came the PCC location, then came the ECU location on Jarvis Street. Now introducing the newest store at 10th Street at the Food Line near Walmart. It's Angus Grill 3. 3 restaurants featuring all of your favorite burgers and more. They've got your classic Angus, steak burger, brisket burger, black and blue burger, sweet sriracha burger, jalapeno popper burger. You get the idea. Now 3 options for the best burger in town. Angus Grill at PCC, Angus Grill at ECU, and now Angus Grill at 10th Street in the Food Line Shopping Center. It's Greenville's best burger, times 3.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Hi, this is Brian Meador from East Carolina Athletics. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday as we continue on. Let's go back and talk some more Wood Duck baseball. He is the Vice President of the Down East Wood Ducks. He is Wade Howell. We've become pretty good friends through the last couple of years with the Down East Wood Ducks coming to Kinston and representing Kinston and all of Eastern North Carolina with minor league baseball. And last year was such a lost year for all of us, Wade. It was good to be back at the old ballpark the other night, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was good to be back. It felt normal somehow. It didn't feel like it had been a long time, but then I think we were out of practice a little bit, so it felt like it had been, whatever it was, 614 days at the time. So, yeah, but great to be back.
When you look at this ball club, obviously, minor league baseball is not about winning and losing. It's really about just having the fans, entertaining the fans with a great sport for on a budget, I guess you could say, because tickets aren't that expensive and the concessions aren't that expensive, and you guys do a great job with like Thirsty Thursday and that kind of thing. But when you do win, like your Down East Wood Ducks are off to that great start. They started 6-0 with 6 road wins, splitting the series with the Mudcats, and now they're 9-3 on the year. That kind of makes it a little better too, doesn't it?
It does. I think that's, everybody always says that about minor league baseball. You can't, it's not really about the wins and losses, and we're just different than in ECU baseball, where the kids and they're going to be there all year long. Same thing with Major League Baseball, and unless there's injuries, from game to game, we're not really sure if kids do. It's the good and the bad part about it, right? You get to see hopefully potential future stars of Major League Baseball, but they do really well, then they may not be with you very long. So they kind of move along. It is right now. It's good. It's much better to be winning when you're out here still, doing the promotions that we do.
How impressed have you been with Carlos Cardoza so far?
It's weird to say that. I haven't spent that much time with him, but from what I've seen, obviously very. They started on the road and we're just here, so and didn't come in early, so we didn't have an exhibition game. So we had kind of one game and a couple of days together there before they left, and then it kind of stayed out of the way. It's ever changing. There were a lot of COVID protocols kind of in place. Some of them are still there, and some of them came off, like late in the week of last week, Thursday, Friday. But there's obviously, you can see it. There's like an energy and a passion there. He looks really young. He almost looks like a player.
He does.
He was jogging around the field one day, and I said something, and somebody was like, "Yeah, I don't know who that player is." And I was like, "No, that's our manager." He was with some of these young kids in Arizona 2 years ago in the Dominican Republic Academy that we have. So he's kind of growing up in his role as a manager. It's the first full season for him as a manager of affiliated club, because those are shorter season than rookie leagues in the academy and things like that. So I think they're all, again, at our level, it's all about developing. So he's developing as well. But our last manager was in the Major League Baseball, is in Major League Baseball now as a manager, and I think there's a lot of people who think that Carlos is kind of along that same path, and eventually will be on a Major League Baseball staff one day.
We usually interview the manager on opening night, and because of COVID, it was more of a Zoom interview. And Carlos told me on the Zoom, he said, "Look, I've never done this before. Will you help me?" And I said, "Look, you're just talking to a regular sports guy. It's no big deal." And he did a great job with that. So I decided, hey, let's get him on the radio. So I put him on the radio. Shirley, one of our producers here, she called him, and he told her the same thing. He said, "Look, I've never done a radio interview before," and so, but he did great. I mean, he was really, he's very articulate. You can tell he loves the game of baseball, and you can also tell he loves the guys he's working with too, and that means a lot.
Yeah, it does. A funny story for me, same thing. He got in. So the team got here on Friday. He got here on Saturday, and we have a car. We had some things kind of lined up for him and everything. But I get a text from him. He's like, "I'm going to the stadium. Is that okay?" And I'm like, I'm not your boss. Yeah, So I think he's again feeling that out of like. What is he doing? I saw, I think we've talked about before, I used to work on the college side a lot, and you kind of see the same thing when guys become a college football head coach for the first time. They're used to being an assistant coach, and they know coaching.
Right.
Those other things outside of the clubhouse, all the responsibilities like interviews and media, and things that are new to them, that's what they kind of have to learn. They've gotten to where they are clearly with their knowledge of the game and the passion for the game and how well they teach the game of baseball to the kids and stuff they're around. And Carlos did that with a high school coach, and then it being a high school coach, and then being a coach of the shorter season where there's younger kids. It's those other things that I guess are up to you and I to kind of teach them how to do that. So you train them how you want to. It's a dream job, right? You get to train a coach or a manager how to deal with media. So it's a perfect situation for you.
There you go. That's exactly right. All right, let's talk about, we talked with Carlos about some of the players. Let's talk with you about some of the things for the fans. I know you guys had jersey night the other night. How did that go?
It went great. Those are usually really good promotions for us, the best promotions of the year. And it kind of got turned up a little bit the day before because Governor Cooper, did away with the COVID protocol thing, so it allowed us to go from started the series planning on that being 50% capacity for us and following all the protocols, and then we get to the day of the game and we could be 100% capacity and masks not being required, being optional, sort of things. All those things happened the day before that. So we had first 1,000 people for that. Thought it'd be fine because that would have been 50% or a little bit less for us. And then I think we probably had 2,500 people in the stands for that game, and the 1,000 jerseys went quick. So
I bet
it was good. It really good turnout for us on that, and really the entire time we had opening day, we had fireworks. Friday we do some things like you were saying. Thursday we have $4 craft beer drafts with Mother Earth on Friday. Both of those are well attended.
Yeah.
The jersey giveaway, and then Sunday. Yesterday we did Dogs and Dogs, dollar hot dogs. We have it always been on Monday. We moved them to Sunday. I think that might be a good family outing time and bring your dog out and come out after church and kind of a cheap lunch. And we did really well on that day as well, and had a lot of people come out with and then enjoy the games with their dogs. So and beautiful weather the entire time. That's what you can't control, but we hit that perfect with really, except for Wednesday, 5 great days of weather for us.
How was the cleanup for the dogs?
It was pretty good, I think.
Good.
We normally try to put them have people come with their dogs kind of in the GA area. So there's some grass area and places people walk dogs around. But, we had so many really yesterday. And it was, again, it wasn't hot, but it was kind of, it was a little bit warm in the sun, so people we kind of allowed them to bring them into the grandstand and the box and things like that. So, but I think most people out there for a couple hours with them and then left. So I did not really see any big cleanup items that were an issue for us yesterday.
That's good. All right, what have you got coming up in the next couple of weeks when you guys get back at home?
Yeah, I mean it'll be another big weekend for us. So in some ways, because of what's going on with I think people have seen the Cleveland Indians have announced that they're going to retire the name and everything that they do. So we're playing as the Kinston Indians. The next weekend we're at home. We're off this week, but when we come back on the 25th, Tuesday 25th through Sunday the 30th, and the weekend will be the Kinston Indians weekend. It may be the last weekend we're ever able to play as the Kinston Indians. Obviously, we're not affiliated with the Indians.
Right.
We just get to use that kind of as a throwback, but I think once the Cleveland Indians retire that name, it's now that minor league baseball is run by Major League Baseball, will fall under those same protocols. It's kind of what we're expecting. So if people loved coming to Kinston Indians games back in the day, then circle that next weekend. The weekend before Memorial Day will probably be the last chance to come and see the Kinston Indians. So we're doing fireworks on Friday night for that. We have a Saturday giveaway. Actually ties into some of the more pet-friendly things we're doing as a dog bowl giveaway. But then all the normal things like you were talking about, Thursday on Friday, dollar hot dog, and dollar dogs on Sunday. Again, the fireworks of Friday is Craft Beer Friday with $4 Mother Earth drafts and fireworks there. So kind of a big weekend of things leading up to Memorial Day on Monday. And again, with the Kinston Indians, that we're playing as the Kinston Indians that weekend. A lot of people I think will come out for that to see them play for one last time.
Kinston Indians. I remember the Kinston Eagles. I remember the Kinston Blue Jays. So we've had some affiliations through the years in Kinston. All right, last thought. Do you think that Major League Baseball will go back and revisit the title of the leagues that you guys are playing? Because Down East is in the Low A East Central Division, and to me, what was wrong with the Carolina League and the Sally League and the International League? What was wrong with those names?
Nothing was wrong with those names. Just through some of the, I don't know if we've talked about it. I've talked to some other folks about it. Just with some of the things he set up, I think we've become the test. Minor League Baseball has become kind of the test area for Major League Baseball items. Again, we've always played the 7-inning doubleheaders, right? We've already started the extra innings with a man on second. We're doing some electronic strike zone type stuff. There are some things that you can see about like sponsor patches and logos on uniforms that we're, I think, going to test. So and I'm saying it strictly from a salesperson standpoint here, but I don't know if the Low A East doesn't become like the Home Depot League at some point.
Well, that'd be good.
Maybe
generic
names like that, so it's able to be sold as sponsorships, and see if everybody is okay with that, and if so, then maybe the Texas Rangers one day are playing in the Whataburger. So I think maybe we may be on the forefront of, because of those, testing out sponsors of logos on jerseys and names and things like that. But again, I'm guessing strictly from a revenue standpoint of trying to generate revenue for the game, and that we're all kind of challenged by doing every single year.
Wade Howell, Vice President of the Down East Wood Ducks. Wade, thanks so much for your time. Safe travels to you, because I know you're very busy because you've got two entities, don't you?
Yeah, I head over to Hickory. They're doing back-to-back homestands, so Hickory Crawdads finished up and off Monday, as everybody is this year. So I'll head over there and check those games out for the rest of this week, and then back over here for us and the Down East Wood Ducks / Kinston Indians the following week.
There you go. All right, Wade, safe travels again. Wade Howell joining us. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. We'll join Todd Gibson in Raleigh, get you set for hockey. The playoffs start tonight. Back with more after this.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's newest restaurant and the city's only true chop house. We combine a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Seared, a quality-driven experience highlighting a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house. Come see us, Fire Tower Road at Bells Fork, or SearedChophouse.com.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Nat Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation.
1, 2, 3,
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
Hi, welcome back on this Monday. Our last guest is Todd Gibson with WNCN TV in Raleigh. He is covering the Carolina Hurricanes. He was at the morning skate today in Raleigh, which is one of the really cool things I think about hockey, because you don't have a morning workout for a night college football game, or you don't have anything, a walkthrough that the media can go to for college basketball. But for hockey, you guys get a chance to go and watch the guys work out a little bit. You get interviews on the day of the game. That's pretty cool, isn't it, Gibby?
Well, first of all, I'm your last guest today, B.
Well, it's because of your schedule. It's because of your schedule.
Oh, okay. Well, I understand that for sure. Yeah, the morning skates, it's a different animal. When I first started covering the Hurricanes, I went to skate in the morning, and we used to remember they started out in Greensboro, so
right.
We would actually go up on game day and get the morning skate. You talk about a long day now, driving from Raleigh to Greensboro and covering up there, and then driving back afterwards. But yeah, the morning skate is fantastic. It's just a way for the guys to get up and get their legs loose a little bit. It's not, obviously, they're not skating hard or anything like that. They're just out there enjoying. And like right now, they probably just finished up a lunch and they're taking a nap and stuff like that. So the morning skate has always been something pretty cool, and you get used to it and see the guys out there. And like you said, get a chance to talk with the guys afterwards. We used to go in the locker room and interview them afterwards. Obviously, with COVID now, we don't do that, but hopefully that's coming back. But the morning skates. Yeah, I'd love to see it in college football, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd love to. And that's the thing that's we've gotten away from in college football, is that teams don't even do walkthroughs the day before. You remember when you first started at Channel 9, we had some great teams that came to play East Carolina.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson with the Miami Hurricanes and just Bobby Bowden with Florida State, and they would walk through on Friday and they would stop and talk to the media, and that was a really big deal for all of us here. But teams don't even do that anymore.
No, they don't. That was a lot of fun. I remember Frank Beamer taking the time.
Yeah.
Come in, Virginia Tech would come in, and he would take the time to talk with you. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Yeah, you go on there on a Friday, you shoot that real quick, and then you have to shoot high school football after that.
That's right.
Yeah, those are really good times. If they did it in college football once again, that would be so neat. I'd love for that to come back.
All right, talk about this series a little bit. The Predators put it to Carolina last two games of the regular season, but those two games were kind of misnomers, weren't they? Because the Hurricanes really didn't have a whole lot to play for at that time.
No, they really did, and in fact, that Nashville had a lot to play for. That first game, they had to win that one, or they need to win one of the last two games for sure. Nashville was playing for quite a bit. The Hurricanes were not. In fact, their final regular season game, they sat a lot of their
right.
Several of the defensemen didn't play at all. So, and that was a good decision on Rod's part. I mean, and that's hard for him to do too, because he likes to have his guys out there. So for him to sit his guys, that there was a situation where he wanted to rest his guys up and make sure no one got hurt. But the last two games were a misnomer for sure. And like you said, Nashville had a lot to play for, because they were still, those last two games, trying to get into the playoffs. The Hurricanes were wrapped up the number one seed in the Central, so they didn't have much to play for. So, and then the Canes have dominated Nashville all long up until the last two games. So we'll see if that carries over. Nashville's, but like Rod Brindamore said, they're getting healthy now. This is as healthy as Nashville has been in a long time, and on the other side, the Hurricanes right now are a little banged up situation. We're still trying to figure out tonight if Jacob Slavin will play. He was on the ice today. He skated in the morning skate, but it's a little bit different, just skating loose and free out there on the morning skate, as opposed to having guys banging into the board. So he's a game time decision. But other than that, everybody else is available to play for the Hurricanes tonight, and that's good news. But if Slavin is out, that would be really, really bad, because he's one of the best in the NHL.
What kind of crowd are you looking at tonight?
There's no restrictions, but they're saying it should be between 10 and 12,000. So that would be a great crowd. Remember, Brian, these guys haven't played in front of a crowd like that in like forever.
Yeah.
Even in the playoffs last year, the playoffs was in a bubble.
Yeah.
So they weren't playing in front of fans like they will tonight. Nashville kind of loosened their restrictions the last 2 games, and so the Canes had a chance to play in front of a frenzied crowd. The Nashville crowd was trying to urge their guys on to the playoffs. So they, the last 2 games actually, the Canes have had some experience on playing in front of 10,000 fans, and tonight we're looking at between 10 and 12,000 fans being in PNC Arena. So it's going to be fantastic. It's not 19,000 like you're used to on a playoff game, but having 10 to 12,000 fans in there is just going to be huge for the guys. And talking with them, they are really stoked to have the opportunity to play in front of some fans because they haven't played in front of a good crowd in a long time.
Is the crowd limited still for COVID, or they just don't think they can get that many at this short of notice?
Well, right now it's you can put as many as you wanted to, but the NHL kind of mandates that too, and that kind of surprised me. I didn't realize the NHL had anything to do with it, but the NHL has, they got their hand in the cookie jar as well, and that's one of the reasons they're going to keep it to like 10 or 12,000. And also, I'm not an engineer, but they're talking about airflow and everything like that, and so that I didn't understand because I didn't understand how that would factor in because they've. In the playoffs in the past, they've had 19,000 in there, but they were just talking stuff like that. So it's going to be about 10 to 12,000, and it's going to be wonderful to see a good crowd tonight at PNC Arena. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I know the guys will appreciate seeing those fans in the stands.
All right, game 1 is set for tonight, 8:00. Dropping the puck there at 8. Game 2 is 8 o'clock, and then games 3 and 4 in Nashville. Then you get to the 7 o'clock start. So that'll be the game 4 has not had has a TBA as far as start times. At least game 3, my schedule says a 7 o'clock start time. Do you like the 8s? Or do you like the 7s better for the 11 o'clock news?
No, I hate the 8 o'clocks.
Yeah.
Talking about that today. Some of those TV guys are talking about that today. Hate the 8 o'clock. And in fact, Nashville. You would think they would do the 8 o'clock.
That's what I was thinking.
But just because of the time situation over there. But no, they got the 7 on, like I said, on Friday, and we got the 8. So no, it could be tight. And then if you've been watching the playoffs, all the games are going overtime. So it's going to be one of those deals where you'll be hoping to get some sound on before your 11 o'clock newscast tonight.
We always talk about, and being from North Carolina, being from Greenville, we don't know hockey like, maybe the northern, brethren know hockey, but playoff hockey is so different, and we've had a chance to see some playoff hockey in North Carolina. Canes had that Stanley Cup run that one year, but playoff hockey is different, isn't it?
It really is. Everybody's amped up a little bit, and if you've been watching the last couple of games too, the playoffs in the last couple of days, it's just amazing the intensity that these guys are playing with, and you just wonder how can they sustain that. But they do. They get through a 60-minute game, and a lot of times go overtime, playing at such a high level. And the guys are used to it. And, not through the year, Brindamore demands a lot out of his players, maybe more than any coach in the NHL. It's just the style they play. They're fast. They're quick. They're not necessarily physical, but they go 100 miles per hour every shift, then you come off, and then you go back on. So you got to give it everything you got on that shift, and then you come off, and then you go back on. So I think the Canes, they've been playing kind of like a style of playoff hockey all season long, so it shouldn't affect them too much. But you watch other teams, and then watching them get amped up and getting into the playoff hockey, it's just another level of hockey, and then that's why everybody says, oh, you got to watch playoff hockey. When I first heard that, I was like, okay, I'll watch. And this is intense. This is fantastic. So looking forward to it tonight. I know the guys are ready to go, and it's going to be a lot of fun because playoff hockey is just it's wonderful. It really is.
What's the key in game 1?
Well, I think that it's just a matter of being healthy. Just if they got everybody back, if they got Slavin back, I think they'll continue to play their game. They're better than Nashville. If they just play their game, I think they'll be fine. And one thing we found out tonight, well, not for sure, but Alex Nedeljkovic was in the starters goalie net this morning at the morning skate. We asked Rod about that because if your guy is in the left-hand goal, he's going to be a starter that night. We asked Rod about that, and he said, well, maybe. So some mind games. He's playing a little bit of mind games. So we're assuming it's going to be Peter Nedeljkovic because he was in the starter's crease today. But Peter Mrazek is definitely, he's ready to go, and I'm sure both of those guys will play in the playoffs. But good goaltending tonight, hopefully. Just stick with what you got, what got you to this point. Play fast and play smart, and this team will be okay. They've reached a level where they're really playing at a really good level all season long. None of their games, they didn't get blown out at any game except for the last one all season long. Games all season long were tight games, so they're used to tight games. They're used to playing close games, and that's what playoff hockey really is.
Todd Gibson joining us from Raleigh, getting us set for Carolina Hurricanes hockey, which begins coming up tonight. Gibby, take care and enjoy that hockey this week.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Todd Gibson joining us, and that is our show for this Monday. I want to thank Carlos Cardoza, the manager of the Down East Wood Ducks. I want to thank Wade Howell. He's the vice president of the Wood Ducks. Ryan Robinson, executive associate AD for external affairs at East Carolina, and Todd Gibson from WNCN. And we'll see you back here next week live from Clearwater, Florida, and the start of the American Baseball Championship. So we'll be live with you next week from Clearwater on the Brian Bailey Show. We'll see you then.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, brought to you by
Bostic Sugg Furniture, East Coast Grading, Angus Grill, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagelin, and by Tiebreakers.
Join us next time for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show, exclusively on